You are now listening to WSN, Wolf Sports Network, live from the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, now an Odyssey station.
Live from Carrollton, Georgia, this is Sports Pack.
Home of the hottest takes and the best interviews in college radio.
Hold on, wait a minute. We need a little more energy. This is Sports Pack. Yeah, there we go.
Home of the hottest takes and debates.
There is no way I'm going to sit here and roll with Jared Stidham and Aiden O'Connell.
Richard.
There's just no way.
And the best interviews in college radio.
This is five-time Olympic medalist Alana Myers-Taylor.
This is Super Bowl champion quarterback Brad Johnson, and you're listening to Sports Pack on the Wolf Sports Network.
And the Wolves play here.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic Monday edition of Sports Pack. I am your host, Richard Reed, joined by John Howley over here playing with this new board that we just got put in, Carly Pear, and Jackson Schrader. How y'all feeling today?
Phenomenal.
Like $1 million.
Feeling great.
I'm feeling great, too, because it is good to be back. We were down last week, only had one live show go up. I appreciate all of you that may have tuned in to Triple Threat this past Friday, and it was because we're getting these new boards. We had some, I'm not going to say technical difficulties because they weren't difficulties. We had renovations going on. So now we got this new board that I just said John's been toying around with, and we're all going to be playing with throughout the week. The sound sounds incredible. The audio is great. These new chords, everything about it is fantastic. And our live shows are about to be fantastic, too, because we are not only just live on YouTube anymore, we are back on air. So if you want to listen to us on radio, go to wolfsportsnetwork.com, hit the play button in the top corner so you can just listen to us as well. But no matter how you're tuned in, I want to thank you all for tuning in because we have a jam-packed show. Just like the title says, we're going to talk about the whole Nico Iamaleava versus the University of Tennessee NIL situation.
Nico, I'm going to leave you.
The NBA playoffs are starting soon, and the Masters was this past weekend. And also, we're 10 days out from the NFL draft. We got a lot of stuff to get to in this show, and I'm glad all of you are here for it. Before we get going, I got to tell you, Wolf Sports Network cannot succeed the way we do without the community and our supporters. Westwood's Apartments supports our success and experience. Westwood Student Living is offering a summer for free if you move in before May 31st. Free summer if you move in before May 31st over at Westwood.
Wow.
For more information, go to livewestwoods.com. That is livewestwoods.com. Starbucks has all the deals this semester. Deals like buy one, get one on the Penguin Cookie and up to 50% off on all Starbucks tumblers. And a happy hour on Fridays from 10 to 12 p.m.
That makes me happy.
50% off all refreshers and cake pops. Go to Starbucks right here on the UWG campus. Now, let's talk some UWG athletics.
Is Widener rolls to the right. He's got some time. Everybody's down at the end zone. He heaves it. And it is caught for a touchdown.
We are one. Go Wolves.
While sitting back previewing all the crazy sports we have going on this week, I failed to mention that we've had a wild weekend of West Georgia athletics as well. I mean, it's just never ending. We always have West Georgia sports to talk about, despite how disappointing the weekend may have been, starting with our baseball team, who had another 3-game ASUN series against Jacksonville University, where we only won one out of the 3 games in that series, winning the first game 6-4 and losing the next 2 9-3, and then the last one yesterday, Sunday at 1 p.m., 10-0. John, I know you were at the game taking some amazing pictures that'll be available on our Wolf Sports Network Instagram very, very soon. So if you're intrigued by that and you want to see those amazing pictures John took, follow us on Instagram at Wolf Sports Network. But John, walk me through a little bit of what you saw when out there taking pictures at the game.
Well, taking pictures and covering the game yesterday.
That's right.
It really just came down to just having, like, our bats were not there. We could not get our hits off. Like, we get a couple guys on base, but the bats were not there. And then we just had pitching troubles all throughout the weekend, other than Friday. Apparently, Friday was a master class between Lane and their ace. But it came down to just pitching troubles in the bullpen. We the third game when we called it, we hit a lot of people. Like, we hit a lot of hit by pitches, giving up free bases, and just their leadoff guy was unstoppable. I mean, you couldn't stop him. He actually ended up stealing to third at one point. Like, it was a wild ball, and then he ended up getting to third instantly, and he ended up coming back into the lineup. They rotated so much of the lineup, he came back in the same inning, and it was just we got run ruled Sunday, and we had a lot of other stuff happening, and I was glad the game was over. It was not a good performance for us.
Yeah, you're not going to win many games performing like that.
No, and I mean, Jacksonville's a good team. I kind of knew going into the weekend that if we could get one, maybe two, it'd be like if we won this series, that would be huge. We won game one. I was like, let's go. We got Lane on our side. Nobody's gonna stop us. And then obviously that just did not translate to the rest of the weekend.
If only Lane could pitch every game this year.
Yeah, dude. I mean, just give him enough ibuprofen, he could. But
I think you need to give an IV of ibuprofen.
Dude, it was rough outside of his start. I mean, 9-3, and then getting run ruled. I mean, that's just brutal.
I'm sure some Carrollton locals could get him a little something stronger than ibuprofen.
Yeah, absolutely.
But nonetheless, this is a very disappointing series. Looking to see them get back on track tomorrow as a road game? Yep, they travel to Marietta, your hometown, Schrader, to take on the Kennesaw State Owls. And then this upcoming weekend, another home series against the University of North Florida, another 3-game home ASUN series. Hopefully they can go 4-0 this week. Our softball team also had the same result this past weekend in their series against the University of North Florida. They had a doubleheader on Saturday, lost the first one 9-0, won the second one 5-1, and then lost the 12 p.m. game on Sunday 7-2. John, I'm starting with you again. You are our softball expert here at Wolf Sports Network. Walk me through this series.
I mean, it's been hard for us. Also, we've been the skid of losing, but to beat North Florida 5-1 was actually great to see. Our pitcher ended up having a complete game, so good to see the pitching side there to really get things down. And really, I want to say it's hard to beat a 34 and I think 12 team. That's what their record was when we were looking at it, talking about on air. So to beat a team like them, very good. But obviously, I mean, as much as I can say, other than having one complete game with a pitcher and winning 5-1, the other two games obviously didn't go our way, and North Florida just was able to win the series against us.
I feel like I'm the only one that's like, they won a game.
Oh yeah, I'm not
great.
about
Yeah,
like,
I'm not mad about it.
They won a game. That's great against a great team. I'm happy with it.
We improved to 10-30. I mean, a win's a win.
There we go, dude. Double digits,
Gosh.
10-30 just sounds demoralizing. Like you said, Schrader, a win is a win. You got to take the small ones when you're struggling like this. So looking forward to the rest of this week. There is another 3-game series against Queens University this weekend. The doubleheader on Friday on the road at Queens up there in Charlotte, North Carolina. And finishing that out Saturday at 12 p.m. Then next week there's a doubleheader at UAB for our next home game as well. But Carly, I hear there was a big weekend for our cheer team this year.
Oh, yes.
So
our cheer stunt groups went down to the NCAA championships down in, I think, Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
So our all-girl cheer stunt group won their second straight NCAA championship back-to-back. They won last year, and they won again this year, which, I mean, it's been an incredible calendar year for this UWG cheer team. They've literally, it's pretty insane.
Yeah, dude, we're a cheer school. I don't care what anybody says. We are a cheer school.
Yeah,
dude, our cheer
we'll cheer better than anybody else.
Our cheer team is incredible. If you ever find yourself at the Coliseum here at UWG, look up in the rafters, you can be like, man, you got a good basketball team here. No, those are all cheer rafters, just going all around. There are over 30 banners up there. The cheer team is incredible. It was a big weekend in track and field as well, though, right?
Yes, so we had both sophomores, Carly Bynum and Connor McLean. They were both named the ASUN Performers of the Week for outdoor track and field after they both broke records after records, and they're both pole vaulters, which is really cool. I always thought pole vaulting was one of the coolest outdoor.
It's terrifying.
So scary.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
So scary.
Like having just a pole puts you all the way up in the air.
I let the professionals do that, not me.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
That thing breaks, you're cooked.
Yeah, and then
Don't put that thought in my head.
I was scrolling on Instagram Reels the other day, and there was this guy pole vaulting. He was running up, went up there, and a lot of the time they get the pole out of the way and they kind of catch it when they fall. Well, I mean the pole caught him. Yeah, it skewered him. It was like a marshmallow on a stick. It was crazy. I'm sorry. When we talk about pole vaulting, that's the first thing I thought of. Congratulations to those UWG track and field athletes, though. They went out there and killed it at the most recent event. Their next event is this Friday and Saturday, over in Atlanta, not too far from here at Georgia Tech, the Georgia Tech Invitational. That would be amazing to watch. Well, we got a lot of sports news as well.
The Dodgers introducing Shohei Ohtani after signing him to a record-breaking contract.
Nick Saban is retiring.
Breaking news on Sports Pad. Before we get into more of the breaking news, we were off air last week and we didn't get a chance to talk about the Final Four and the championships for March Madness, both men's and women's. It was pretty incredible. Starting off, with our men's March Madness tournament. Florida ended up winning it all. They beat Houston in the championship. Houston beat Duke in the Final Four, and then Florida beat Auburn in the Final Four as well. What were our takeaways from this, since we all kind of watched it together?
Yeah, quick take. I picked Houston to win my national championship, but I had them going up against the Florida Gators. It was an extremely good game. It was very entertaining. Last play was very questionable with Emmanuel Sharp not taking that game-winning shot at the end.
Yeah.
And I really hate it for him. He'll be back again next year because he was such a great three-point shooter the entire season. And the only thing in my mind was, why not just put the shot up? Look, you put the shot up, okay, there's a couple options. One, you miss the shot. Second, you make the shot. Or third, you get fouled on the shot and get 3 free throws. Either way, there's an outcome here. But not putting the shot up, you just get no outcome. You never know what may have happened. I hate to see it. Oh, and the fourth option, you get an offensive rebound. So I don't know, man.
He had options.
Yeah, he had a lot of options, but instead decided not to take the shot. What they say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take?
Well, it was really weird.
Scott.
It was really weird because it seemed like when he got the ball, he thought that there was like a whistle, or he thought the play was done because he kind of was just looking around. He
went to take the shot, felt it was going to be blocked. So he went back down with it, but he couldn't touch the ball again.
Yeah.
He couldn't touch the ball
Yes.
Hate to see a game end that way, but it was an incredible season and a great tournament.
Yeah, I hate watching UF succeed. It made me mad.
It made me win the bracket. I'm happy.
Don't really care about college basketball, but man, I hate it when Florida finds success.
Yes, you heard it here. John was the champion of our WSN Bracket Challenge, so stay tuned on our Instagram to see what he's going to make our loser do here soon. But shifting gears towards the women's champion, UConn ended up bringing it home, and cheers to Paige
Beckers.
Buckets.
Buckets. See, I just wanted to call her Buckets because
you can call her Paige Buckets. Everybody knows who she is.
Yes. But she had an incredible run. What an incredible way to end out her college career. And speaking of her, she has also recently signed a 3-year NIL deal with Unrivaled, which I was looking it up. It'll end up being more money over the 3 years than a 4-year rookie deal with the WNBA.
Exactly. It was a genius move on her behalf. So to clear it up a little more, Unrivaled is a women's 3-on-3 league.
Yeah.
It really surged a lot last year.
Okay, I know
that
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they play in the offseason. It was estimated last year that they'd make around $12 million in their first year, but they ended up going on to make 27. They blew their expectations out of the water. They achieved every single goal they set out
more than 12.
But before they even started, Paige got her NIL deal as an ambassador for the league to help promote it more. And in that NIL deal, she also got equity in the league. So she's making insane money. The WNBA draft is tonight. She's expected to get drafted first overall.
Yeah.
But she also went ahead and doubled down this past weekend and signed a 3-year deal to compete in that league as well. So now she's getting money from that league that, like you said, will end up being more than all 4 years of her rookie deal combined, making her a couple $100,000 a year. I want to say it's closer to $78,000 a year. I'm not 100% sure on all the numbers, but she has equity in the league, a contract with the league, and she is also still playing in the WNBA. Round of applause for Paige Becker. She is getting it
business
done.
right there. I mean, it's great to see, and it's great to see UConn. Like, I don't know. I feel like women's college basketball is at its peak when UConn's on top. That's just like when I was in middle school, when I really played basketball, I remember they were on that 4-year, where they didn't lose for 4 years. They were incredible to watch, and it just feels right. Like, I mean, their coach is 12-1 in national title games, which is an insane stat in and of itself. But the fact that he has 12 natties, that's what that entails is just wild.
But yes, the WNBA draft is tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Be sure you hop over and tune in there. There is a ton of talent in this college senior class that's about to be drafted, so you definitely want to keep your eyes out for that.
Spoiler alert, Paige is going first overall. Hate to spoil it for you.
Who'd have thunk it?
Yes.
Might just go bet all my money on it. Make a little extra cash, right?
You might make $5 from that bet.
Dude, you know what? Not come about $5 richer.
$5.
Yeah, look, if you put in $500 on that bet, you might make $501.
You know what?
You're going to get $1 richer.
That's 4 gumballs right there.
Hey, there you go. Over the weekend was also the 89th Masters Tournament, and Roy McIlroy finally won it after 11 years of searching for his Grand Slam. Pretty incredible. He botched the putt that was going to win it in regulation.
On 18,
on hole 18. And then since he missed it, he got tied with
Justin Rose,
which would throw them into a playoff. So they did the 18th hole again, and he ended up winning it there. But, I mean, it was so incredible just to see, like, just the celebration in that moment.
I think the most impressive thing as well is just the way Rory fought back at that. I mean, he double bogeyed on the first hole. Then he had birdies later on. Then he had a couple of bogeys and double bogeys, and he had the lead. Everyone thought at one point, wow, like, Rory, you're going to choke this again. You're not going to get your Masters. And just to finish it off, obviously choked the last hole, but to win in the playoff hole right there in 18, I mean, it was insane. And I don't know if y'all saw that. Ken Griffey Jr. was taking photos of the Masters. He had credentials. And
Dude,
to see
awesome.
the photos he took were phenomenal. Just seeing Rory drop to his knees. And it just captured the moment so well.
You look at this win for Rory means more. Like, this might mean more than when Tiger Woods won it in 2019, because in 2014,
that's a hot take, right?
I'm gonna say it's definitely a hot take.
I'm listening.
There's 11 years of failure that led to this moment, right? He had won the other three majors by 2014. He was like the next best thing, and he had the lead going into the final round, and he shot an 80 in the 2014 Masters. That's 8 over par. He completely collapsed after everybody thought he just had it. And for 11 years, he could never get it. I mean, he's known for just choking. He's known for getting leads. Look at the U.S. Open last year. He basically he choked that one away. DeChambeau took it.
Yeah.
So for this one, when he missed that putt on 18 on Sunday, it was like, oh my goodness, he's not going to get it. He's never going to get it. He's always going to choke. And then he had one of the greatest approach shots that I've seen in a long time on 18 in that playoff. Just sunk that putt, fell to his knees. I mean, I haven't seen emotion like that when somebody wins the Masters in a long time. Like, there was just pure emotion. It was the reason you watch sports, is for moments like that. You see a man who has tried to get one thing for 11 years, 11 grueling years, and he finally got it. Everyone there wanted him to get it. I mean, it was beautiful.
I mean, the chance for Rory and everything.
It was amazing.
It's insane.
It was the reason why we watch sports, is for moments just like that. It was one of the best Masters we've had in a long time.
Nah, Schrader, that right there is incredible. It sounded like a hot take originally, but after hearing you explain it, the first thought in my mind was, because I'm not the biggest golf guy, but I know who Rory McIlroy is, because like you said, he caught fire a few years back and just kind of disappeared.
Like, for a career Grand Slam, he's won every single one of the majors now. Only 6 players in golf history have done that.
Dude, that's incredible. That's essentially, in my mind, what it translated to. I don't know if you've ever seen those comments on Instagram. It's my second time mentioning Instagram in this section of the show. I might be cooked.
Brain rot.
Does not have a problem whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm definitely brain rotted. I'm just going to go ahead and turn my phone in for the rest of the day. I'm lying. But this immediately made me think of, explain this in football terms. This is like if Jim Kelly finally won a Super Bowl with the Bills.
It's like Marino winning a Super Bowl. Something like that.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was just so cool to see, like, him drop to his knees. You could quite literally see the weight lifted off of his shoulders as he was falling down to the ground. It was so cool. And then watching the presentation ceremony of his jacket and everything, it was just super cool to see.
Also, to add on, his caddy was his best friend since he's been 7.
That caddy,
and they've talked about it since I think, if I'm correct, I don't know exactly. He said since they've been 7 or whatever, they talked about always winning the Masters. To have your best friend next to you when you win and just hug him, dude. Oh my gosh!
Best job in sports is to be somebody's caddy.
It's hard.
Generally, it's hard. It's not easy, but like, you somehow become a golfing prodigy's best friend when you're 7 years old. That caddy, they get 10% of the earnings generally.
Dang.
So he won
$4.2 million, which means for being a caddy for a weekend, that caddy got $420,000.
Where can I sign up?
That's what I'm saying.
Man, goodness gracious. I'm going to go to the golf course right after this episode ends.
Yes.
Let's say.
But let me tell y'all something.
What's up?
Binge drinking is consuming 5 or more drinks on an occasion for males. And guess what?
What?
4 or more drinks for females. However, some college students drink at least twice that amount. That is exactly why the Crafty Rabbit Meadery has joined Wolf Sports Network and Wolf Radio's Drink Responsibly campaign to make sure that our wolves stay safe when out drinking. Never drink under the age of 21 and always have a designated driver. Oh, and it probably wouldn't hurt to throw some food on top of that as well. Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to help reduce the 21% of adults with low literacy skills. We are collecting new and gently used books for every UWG pre-K student monthly. Give today by visiting wolfradio.com/book drive. That is wolfradio.com/book drive. I know a lot of y'all got some books sitting around the house and just collecting dust, because I'm not the only one chronically online scrolling on Instagram as well. Y'all, a lot. Now, some of y'all out there reading, but I know for a fact all of y'all not just sitting around reading. So if you got some books sitting around, go ahead and go to wolfradio.com/book drive and donate them books, man. Ain't no sense of them letting them sit back here and collect dust. Now, we're going to take a quick ad break, but stay tuned, because when we get back, we're diving into the NFL draft, because we are only 10 days away. And we're going to talk about this Nico NIL drama. You do not want to miss it. This is Sports Pack on Wolf Sports Network.
You are listening to Sports Pack every Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 7, only on Wolf Sports Network. Hey, do you want to be a part of Wolf Sports Network? Yeah! Well, I have some good news for you, because you can join us. Woohoo! So if you want to learn more about this, go to wolfsportsnetwork.com and click WIT Sports Program. With becoming a WIT, you expand your knowledge in the sports radio world and join our ever-growing family.
New face over there, you're not tripping. We got my guy JT over here shadowing the board. He's running through the WIT program right now.
Oh.
Brandon, how you feeling, baby? Welcome to Sports
I'm feeling
Pack.
great being on here for the first time.
And we can't wait to meet you once you join us.
Wolf Sports Network and Wolf Radio are coming together for the concert event of the year. Wolfstock, baby! That's right, Wolfstock is back with great music and fun games and a great time for everyone around. April 21st, 6 to 9 in the Campus Center Ballroom. So come out for a good time. Wolfstock 2025 is brought to you by Flagship Carrollton, Dine West, The Orchard, Illuminated Productions, and American Pie Pizzeria.
Sports fans, are you looking for a show where you can see other sports fans sharing in your misery and excitement? Then Sports Out of Pocket is for you, because we're fans too, and we experience our highs.
Bertigine is not a safety. He's just a corner who will lock down your number one.
And our lows.
Trayshawn Ward. Screw you, buddy. You were on our team last year, and you gave us no mercy, okay?
So join us every Wednesday at 5 to cheer and boo along with us, only on Wolf Sports Network. Wolf Sports Network is going to have you covered with content for every day of the week, Monday through Friday. Sports Pack is bringing you all the news in the sports world today on Mondays and Thursdays at 6. Sports Out of Pocket is bringing you sports commentary with a comedic twist on Wednesdays at 5. And sit back and relax and grab your favorite snack, because Triple Threat is bringing you the chill content on Fridays at 11. And the Playbook is going to be bringing you all of the sports news going on in the college world on Tuesdays at 6. So make sure you're tuning in Monday through Friday for all the content Wolf Sports Network is bringing you this semester.
Are you looking for a new way to spice up your wardrobe? I know every now and again I go online, shop around some, especially when I don't feel like going out on the weekends. But it might be like a lazy Sunday, just got paid, got a little influx of money, and you're sitting there looking at the hoodies in your closet, you're like, man, this stuff kind of sucks. So if you want some new stuff, you ever been in that scenario, want to spice up your wardrobe like I just said, you need to go on over to wolfsportsnetwork.com, click about, and then press merch store, and check out all the fantastic things that we have on there. So you can get some Wolf Sports Network attire, and then, you know, look a little better for date night. Maybe get you a Wolf Sports Network polo when you go out with your lady, rock it on Saturday, order it on Sunday, rock it on Saturday because it will ship fast. Get there and she'll be impressed. You're like, man, you look like Richard Reed in that polo. And you'll be sitting there saying, yes, I do. So go to wolfsportsnetwork.com, click about and press merch store, and look, get anything you may desire.
Baby, it's college football time. Give me my theme music.
Yeah, man, you're not drunk. That stager said it's college football time. I know what you're thinking. This can't be right, man. It's April 14th. There's no way they're going to talk about college football.
It's always college football.
It's always college football season. But we're giving y'all some leeway. Because we've been talking about all these other sports, and we've been having great conversation about these sports. But some of the biggest news in the sports world right now is going on in college football. Let's go back a little bit. A lot of people know the name Nico Iamaleava, or just Nico, the starting quarterback at the University of Tennessee. A lot of people just call him by his first name because they can't pronounce his last name. I understand it. I practice it. That's why I'm so good at saying Iamaleava. But the point still stands. He was the starting quarterback for Tennessee this entire season. Put up 2,600 passing yards. 19 touchdowns, payroll 5 interceptions. Wasn't the greatest year in the world. The offense was down a little bit. It really ran on their running back, Devin Sampson. No, I just messed his first name up. Sampson that had Dylan Sampson that had over 1,400 yards. He was 9 away from 1,500. He ran the offense. Nico was a 5-star recruit. Didn't really pan out as much last year, but the future was looking bright. Well, Nico Iamaleava is no longer a part of Tennessee's team after reports came out that he wanted to restructure his NIL deal. Well, he was currently making around $2.4 million, but he wanted $4 million. So while both parties were having negotiations, he was negotiating with the Tennessee collective. Well, it wasn't directly him, whoever his agents or everything were. They were negotiating. They decide it's in their best interest to pull back and sit out of practice until the negotiations are done. Kind of like how NFL players do holdouts. Well, Josh Heupel, the Tennessee head coach, was not going for that. He said, you know what? You took it a step too far. You're dismissed from the team. We are moving on from Nico Iamaleava. And now he's officially entered the transfer portal, and Tennessee is moving on. It's been a wild situation, the first of its kind. Yep. He was already making $2.4 million, but he felt like he deserved $4 million. Now he's no longer a Tennessee Volunteer. Not really sure where he's going to go now. I want to open this up. Matter of fact, Philip, welcome to the show.
Thank
you. But Schrader, I'm going to start with you here. What are your immediate thoughts when you saw this story?
I couldn't believe it, dude. Like stories like this. I mean, this is the first of its kind, but I'm sure it's the first of many. This just makes Dabo look smart. Like Dabo kind of being like so weary of this NIL thing. It's not because he didn't want people to get paid. It's because he didn't want the sport to turn into this. He didn't want holdouts. Like, you're a college kid making $2.4 million to be the starting quarterback at an SEC school.
And get a free education as well.
Get a free education. His major's football, but still, like,
major's football.
To be like, nah, I want $4 million on the day of the spring game to just hold out. Like, that's a doo-doo move. I don't care who you are. You don't do that. Like, sure, a school's probably going to pay $4 million to get him. He's probably not going to a big school because that screams that he's going to harm a locker room.
Right. A lot of this is rubbing a lot of people the wrong way.
Which I think it should. But like, even you look into NFL implications. If I'm a GM going to draft a kid, I don't want a kid who's holding out before he even gets to the NFL.
Well, I don't know if we can put this fully on him. I mean, it's probably a lot of it's probably like his people surrounding him, telling him what he's worth.
His agents, I guess.
Right. Yeah, his parents, his agents. They're all like, "We see what this guy made." Like, what is Carson Beck making?
$4 million in packages.
And I'm glad you said that. Carson Beck is making $4 million a year, and that's the exact point I was going to get to, Philip. I'm going to let you get back to it in a second. But I just read your Nico stats. 2,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 5 picks. And I'm going to go off Carson Beck's last season because people say it was a down year.
It was a down year.
But Carson Beck had 3,400 receiving yards, 28 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Yeah, 3,500 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, and 12 picks. Whether you think Carson Beck is worth all that or not, that's where the market value is set at. A quarterback that has 3,400 yards and almost 30 touchdowns gets $4 million in college football.
Over double the
picks, though.
Not a guy that gets 2,600 yards and 19
over double the picks, though. He turned the ball over a lot more.
He only had 12. He had 12 interceptions. Yes,
Nico only had 5.
But also at the same time,
but he had almost over 1,000 yards more than him and touchdowns. And he's done it over multiple years.
Well, Nico's more mobile. That's one thing. If we're just comparing the two, we'll say Nico's more mobile. What was Carson's QBR? Does it show that?
Carson's QBR was also higher than Nico's at 80.9.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
And then we've also seen Carson Beck in back-to-back seasons. Last year, he had a lot of picks, but the year before, he had 3,900 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 6 picks.
Miami ain't the smartest university ever, so we're not gonna have to say this is a great deal either.
I know, but the point still stands that these are the caliber of quarterbacks that are getting $4 million. Guys that have put up the big-time numbers and have consistently done it. Nico has not proven that yet.
Yeah, no, he hasn't.
But it goes to your point, Philip. It's not as much as him as it is the people in his camp.
Yeah.
But he's also a part of it. He's a grown man at the end of the day. He's 20 years old. He's a little bit. He's a couple months older than me.
He's making this decision.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's dumb.
The one thing I'm big on is the way Heupel just said no one's bigger than the team. That speaks a lot right there because it's like the way like my dad and I've had these conversations before. You see people at Georgia, they'll get up and transfer like, guys, this guy's a stud on the team because they don't want to pay him. It's get out of our program. We don't want you here.
Exactly.
And look, I don't try to agree with Tennessee much, but for Heupel saying that you're not bigger than the team, I love it. I love it.
I will say I saw something on social media about how Nico is from California, was a 5-star. Playing in 7 and 7s out in California. Are we really that surprised he's not that loyal to a Tennessee program?
But this happens all over the place. I mean, there's a lot of hotshot 5-stars in California. I mean, JT Daniels was a 5-star playing at 7-on-7s. I mean, that's just the culture now.
Yeah,
and
that's what you do.
I want to say a couple things. So first, it hurts both sides because now Nico's out of a team, and yes, hats off to Josh Heupel for getting him off the team. But now Tennessee they're down their starting quarterback.
Nico was still pretty good, even if we're bashing on him. He's still
Nico was a very good quarterback.
They built a team around him.
The team was going to be built around this year, and he wasn't the greatest last year, but he showed flashes.
Yeah.
But the offense wasn't the greatest either. They didn't have great receivers. It was built off their defense and run game. But now that defense and run game is gone. Samson is gone. A lot of those big time defensive players are gone.
And Nico was a good runner. Nico's option game is what they still got blown out by Ohio State.
Right.
It's what made it a relatively entertaining game. For some parts of it was his toughness and his running ability.
Exactly. Nico showed flashes of what he could be. So this team was going to be his this year. So both sides are hurt by this.
Yeah.
But the main thing this shows me is NIL is great. I'm not debating against NIL at all. Players should get a share of this money.
Yeah.
But there need to be regulations on it. There needs to be parameters.
Its own mess.
It's not the NFL.
You shouldn't just be able to go in at any time and say, I want to renegotiate this deal right now or I'm gone. There needs to be set parameters. There needs to be a contract, official signatures. Now, look, maybe at the end of the season we can go back and relook at these things. But as of right now, the fact that you can just walk into your collective's office and say, I don't like this deal that we agreed to 6 months ago. Things need to change. Something needs to be tweaked, and this is what comes into play here. We need a larger governing body over this kind of stuff. Not just the NCAA because they don't really do much, but there needs to be some kind of regulations on NIL so things like this don't continue to happen.
See, and I think the timing, Nico could have timed this better for the university.
And the spring game's kind of wild.
If you're gonna do this, do it, in the main transfer window, in the winter transfer window, when the school can still maybe go get somebody if you're leaving. I guess you could use it as leverage to be like, hey, you're not going to get anybody else, which makes sense. But I feel like this was worst case scenario for both squads.
Yeah, exactly. Or just be a normal junior, perform better, and get your $4 million as a senior.
That's a smart idea.
That is also
I like the way you think.
That's also the biggest part of it to me as well because his play didn't reflect that.
No,
yeah.
we just compared him to Carson Beck, and I don't care what you think about Carson Beck, whether he deserved that money or not. He set the bar as what a $4 million a year quarterback gets in college football.
Yeah.
Nico's numbers do not reflect that. He was not the catalyst of that team. The running back and the defense was. So I agree with you, Philip.
Yeah.
If you want to restructure your deal that way, okay, sit back this year, make your $2.4 million as a college kid.
I'll take
$10 million deal over the span of a lifetime.
And then if you prove that you are worth that extra money, now you've proved it on the field, go in, renegotiate. They will not have a problem giving you that money.
Yeah,
but as of right now, it wasn't warranted.
I do agree these kids don't really understand money. They don't understand that maybe a 20th of their contract would change every one of our lives. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they just don't think of it that way. They just think, well, I just want to be what I'm worth.
And I think another factor that did lead to him getting dismissed was not just the negotiations. I think it was the fact that Dan Lanning, what a guy, went to Josh Heupel and said, hey, his camp's looking around.
Yep.
And Dan Lanning's the head coach at the
Oregon.
Head coach at Oregon. And so, first of all, what a move by Dan Lanning to instead of just swooping him out from Tennessee's feet, he goes, hey, this guy's camp has come to us. That means they're probably looking elsewhere, just so you know. So that on top of this contract, if that's what you want to call it, dispute, I think that's what did it for Heupel.
Yeah.
Is the fact that not loyal side of Nico.
The fact that they were still doing negotiations and they were reaching out to other people amidst the negotiations.
I think that just made Heupel go, you know what, you're not a fit for this program because it's a historic program.
Yeah.
It's a program built that everybody there's loyal. They want to be a part of that team. They want to be involved. Rocky Top's special for a reason. If you don't really want to be a part of that, then you don't need to. And I think that's what Heupel did.
Can we real quick say where we think is going to go? Just one word?
Yeah, I was just about to turn into that. It's very difficult. I liked North Carolina, but I just heard they're out. You told me a second ago.
That's what my friend said. I'm not sure if it's completely
true. I'm thinking,
true.
if not one of the West Coast teams like USC or UCLA, maybe a Texas Tech.
I'm thinking USC. That's just my straight up.
Yeah, my guess is probably a California school. I'll go USC as well.
USC or UCLA. That's what I think.
Yeah, he's a West Coast kid. I could see it.
Lincoln can develop him too.
Yeah, I mean, Lincoln Riley's a quarterback whisperer. They have Jordan Mailata there already, so I'm not sure if that's what they're looking to do. But who knows? I mean, Nico's a highly touted, very talented guy. He can still pan out. I feel this is rubbing a lot of coaches the wrong way. The entire situation. It's going to be
Mhm.
interesting. I don't know if I like UCLA. They don't have many other quality pieces.
They're just
there.
not very good.
money.
We'll
They're
take
not-
them in Carrollton.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll take them to University of West
I'll
Georgia.
take back everything I just said if it gets them to be a Wolf.
I don't think
I
we
might-
can afford to pay him $4 million.
South Wire will give him some
I'll-
wiring for his house. We'll be
We'll
fine.
negotiate.
I'll throw $25 in the hat real quick.
He can live in the
I'll-
Oaks.
I'll give him a high five.
You can get this Howard landscaping hat. I mean,
But yeah, maybe in my mind, I'm thinking USC, and if not USC, Texas Tech. Joey McGuire is a really good team out there. They already have a quarterback in place, but if anybody has the money to go out there and give him what he wants, or at least satisfy him for a little while, it'd be the Red Raiders with all that oil money, like you've seen in that Landman show if you watch that.
Yeah, man.
But that's all the time we got for this segment. Now let's talk about the NFL draft. In the NFL, only one thing matters: chasing a dynasty. Yeah, we already got a little warm up here before we got into the NFL talk, talking college football. Felt really great to do, by the way. Haven't
Football
been able
never
to
dies.
Exactly, never dies.
I
Do a
miss
UFL
football.
segment.
Dude, football
I
is
love
incredible.
baseball, but I've been missing football a little bit.
It's hard not to, man. Especially that, man. It's just amazing. I love college football. The fact we haven't talked
yeah.
about it in so long, but we're going to talk about a little more college football now because we're 10 days away from the NFL draft, where all these old college football prodigies and are now NFL prospects getting ready to hear their name called next Thursday on April 24th. Now, we've had a lot of discussions. We've talked about the quarterbacks in this class. We've talked about the receivers a little bit. But we haven't talked about what teams might make some moves and shake the first round up in order to make things happen. Philip, you're a guest here on the show, so I want to start with you. What is your hot take for this NFL draft?
My hot take is that Matthew Golden's the best receiver in the draft.
Okay.
That's my hot take. I love his speed. I love what he did at Texas. Like, I only had to watch a few games of him to see how talented he is. I think he's a raw prospect with a lot of potential. And I like McMillan's size. I just don't see the potential as much. I see him being a safer prospect. Like, I see McMillan. I don't see him like being a bust. Like, I don't see him being worse than a Mike Williams type player.
Right. You just feel like Golden has a higher ceiling?
Yeah, I love Golden's ceiling. I love his hands, the way he didn't drop anything when I was watching him. He was making some crazy plays. Yeah. Didn't he run a 4.21 or maybe not that fast? Not fast.
Like
4.29.
4.29, 4.3.
He's a blazer though.
Yeah, super fast.
In an insane route run. A lot of people see those kind of speeds and they just think straight line speed, but no, man, he can run every route in the route tree.
He's that type of player that I'm worried the Falcons are going to draft. Even though I love him so much, I'm worried we're going to be like, who needs an edge rusher?
Don't give me nightmares, please.
Exactly.
Don't give me nightmares.
So speaking of Matthew Golden and a few teams that you wouldn't want to draft him, where do you think he lands?
I'm looking at the order again right now. I could see Jets. I could see them comparing Wilson with him, give a little speedster next to Wilson. I would love that for them.
Jets at 7 could be something.
Yeah, it's a little high. I think Jets at 7 should be going, say, O-line, or
I would think
if
so.
Shedeur fell, maybe, but Justin Fields probably
Paid that money.
If I'm the Jets at 7, I'm definitely going O-line.
or tight end. Tight end.
Or tight end
I
as
like
well.
Tyler Warren there a lot.
But looking at a wide receiver like Matthew Golden, like you said,
Dallas, bro.
quarterback's best friend.
Yeah.
I was just about to say maybe the Cowboys at 12.
That's the most
how about
recent mock
Carolina at
draft.
8?
Keep the Texas
I'm looking at
kid
mock
in
draft right
Texas.
now. I see him at the Cowboys in this mock draft. I don't hate that. Panthers.
Panthers at 8. Give Bryson
I'd
another
rather
weapon.
Jalen Walker to the Panthers personally.
Okay, take
I
the
think
best
they
player
need some
available.
defense. It's not even just
Yeah, I
best
agree.
player available. They need some defense. I'd be more worried about shoring up the line for Bryce Young than getting a receiver
Yeah.
anyways. Like
I can
if
understand that.
someone like Will Campbell fell to them, which is very possible honestly in a draft
is
like this, I would love that because you can play him as guard as well. So I'm more because Bryce Young is small.
Right.
I think he's a really, really good player, and he showed it last year. He's small. He needs all the help he can get
Right.
for his
He needs a solid O-line to succeed, and there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. You're human.
when I draft if I was a GM and I draft a player like that, I'd be prepared for the next 4 years, 3 years to be all about shoring up the line for him.
Right.
That's what I think when it comes to the Panthers.
Schrader?
Yeah, I'm looking at a mock draft that has a really interesting take with Ashton Genty, putting him in the top 5 going to Jacksonville.
I do not like that.
I
I
don't
don't like that at all.
I hate that.
That's actually terrible.
I hate that.
Yeah, he talking about how ETN's like heading into the final year of the contract, so make ETN focus on being a third down back and put Genty in there.
Heck no.
I don't
Yeah,
know
that-
what this dude was smoking.
That is awful.
Yeah, that's one of
But,
the worst
like,
things I've heard. There's a lot of holes on that Jacksonville roster, and to fill them, running back should not be at the top of the list.
Chicago knows what to do.
Mason Graham and Will Campbell are 10 times better prospects of the Jaguars, and there's no chance neither of them are there.
Yeah.
Like at least one of them's going to be
I
there.
don't-
I know.
There's
I'm,
no way.
I'm not seeing the
Yeah,
vision
I don't know.
there.
I don't know what this
that
guy
makes
was
no
thinking.
sense.
Yeah,
Especially Mason
But
Graham.
I had to bring that to light.
Yeah, Jacksonville has a lot of holes to fill, and drafting a running back will not fill any
I'd
of them.
take a Will Johnson over Ashton Genty if I was the Jaguars. I'd take a chance on the injury.
Yeah, just because it helps them a little bit more.
Yeah, they need some corner help next to Tyson Campbell. They don't.
Right.
They don't need a running back behind Travis Etienne.
Exactly. John?
That's not.
Well, while y'all been talking, I'm kind of looking over here. There's one team that kind of stuck out to me in the Cincinnati Bengals. And not that they have a solid offense, and of course they're going to need to get offensive linemen, but it's their defense that needs the most help right now. Because you brought in a new DC from Notre Dame, but if I'm correct, they had a lot of guys leave in free agency. I know.
They lost a few guys. Yeah.
And were they able to re-sign Hendrickson?
Yeah, Hendrickson's still there as of right now.
Yeah.
He hasn't.
He requested a trade, right?
Yeah, he requested a trade.
Yeah.
Nothing's really come of it, but I mean, he's still there.
I think he'd be happy if they got him a pairing. They'd be happy if they got him an edge rusher to pair.
So what are you cooking here, John?
See, what I'm seeing is either they're gonna. I mean, they sit at 17.
Yep.
So it's either you're gonna have the guy you want fall to you, or you're gonna have to trade up. I feel like they're gonna have to trade up because I feel like in some way it's gonna be the scenario of last year is everyone was trading in for quarterbacks and then they trade back in to get the edge. With the Colts did it, the Vikings did it 2 years ago, or maybe it was last year. Dallas Turner, I can't remember off the top of my head. It was last year.
They traded up for Dallas Turner.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like they're gonna have to like double down here. They need to get as much help as they can on defense because also as a huge thing for them last year, their defense was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this draft for them is kind of focused around defense. So, and with this new DC coming in, you gotta load it up on that side.
And to be that bad with Hendrickson having the year he had is wild.
I know.
And yet, what you're saying with the Bengals at 17, the last mock draft I'm looking at, they've got Michael going the pick before him, Shamar Stewart going the pick before that. They've got Jalen Walker going at 11 and Mike Green going at 8. Like all 4 of the best ones are going to be gone.
The best defensive players in this draft are going in the first round.
Yeah.
They're going in the top of that first round. So if you're a team like the Bengals with defensive needs, it wouldn't hurt to move up.
Yeah.
I have 2 teams in mind that I could really see moving around in this draft. The first team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're currently sitting at number 21. There's no really telling who's going to be available at that pick. I know they had a visit with Shedeur Sanders recently. They really liked him. They also have been reporting that they are really high on Jackson Dart as well.
And Milrow.
And Milrow. So they haven't, but they haven't.
Need a body out
but
there,
listen,
bro.
they haven't gotten aggressive when it comes to getting a veteran guy at quarterback. So I don't think they're going to sit back and wait on Milrow because everybody agrees. There's a consensus agreement that Milrow needs time. Milrow needs to sit back and develop, and there's nobody for him to develop under in Pittsburgh. So the way I'm viewing it, the Pittsburgh Steelers need to get aggressive here and find a way to move into that top 10. And I feel like the best way to do it would be to trade T.J. Watt and find their way into that top 10.
Wow.
There have been a lot of rumors and reports coming out recently that T.J. Watt is looking for a newly negotiated contract. He wants to restructure things.
Doesn't he want to retire?
And it hasn't been very cooperative. I mean, I would think he wants to retire as a Steeler, but as of right now, T.J. Watt wants a new deal. He has been things have not been going very well. Maybe they'll get it done at the last minute. But if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers and you need an answer at quarterback, I understand T.J. Watt is one of the best edge rushers and defensive players in the NFL. But if it comes down to it and y'all can't work out that deal, you know for one thing, you cannot
they can
win.
have number 15.
You can't. You can't win without a quarterback. So when you're looking at it, you got the Falcons at 15. You could move up and trade picks with them, but that leaves 14 picks prior for those quarterbacks to be gone.
Okay. Well,
if I'm looking at them, I'm looking at a team like maybe the Carolina Panthers. Pick swap with them, maybe Panthers trade back, get some extra trade value.
How much do you like Shedeur Sanders? And also, Shedeur might be gone at 2.
I mean, there's nothing. I like Shedeur Sanders as a prospect very well. I like Shedeur Sanders a lot.
I do too.
But if you're looking at them,
I'm not the biggest fan.
I don't know what you wouldn't be a fan of, but here's the thing. Pittsburgh needs a quarterback regardless.
Fair enough.
So whether it's Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart, one thing about it, they're not going to be available at 21.
Yeah.
Because I've seen reports.
They have Jackson Dart going to him in this recent CBS mock draft.
Yeah, that's that guy's mock draft. The way I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the top 10 right now.
Okay.
I can see Shedeur Sanders going 6 to Vegas.
Yeah.
And I could see Jackson Dart going 9 to New Orleans because reports have been coming out a lot recently.
I could see Shedeur going 2 and Jackson going 6. That's possible.
I mean, it could also happen. All these things that happen, but this is just proving the point that 9 times out of 10, they will not be available. Yeah, that guy's mock draft might have Shedeur Sanders still around at 21, but I don't think there is a chance in hell that Shedeur Sanders makes it out of the top 12 of this draft. Because when we look at all these teams, there's a report coming out of New Orleans that Derek Carr might miss the whole season with a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
They need a quarterback. What's his name? Alvin Kamara's been hanging around the Colorado program recently. The Saints really like Shedeur.
Yeah.
The Raiders really like Shedeur.
Saints would be a great fit for
The Browns have nothing at quarterback.
Well, okay. Say you love Shedeur and you trade up to 8. You're still taking the risk you're not even going to get him, and you're trading T.J. Watt. That's wild.
Right. I mean, it's wild, but it's a possibility. I didn't say this was going to happen. I said, what's your draft hot take?
That's fair enough.
That's my hot take, and it's a smoldering hot. Will it happen? I don't know, but one thing about it, Pittsburgh needs to make a move in order to get a quarterback. Dart may be available at 21, but I don't think either him or Shedeur will because I'm looking at the Raiders at 6. They could go a lot of different directions. They just signed Geno, but only to a short-term deal. If they can still go out and get a young guy, maybe sit a guy like Dart. But if Dart goes at 6 or Shador, one thing about it, I know for a fact, the New Orleans Saints are taking a quarterback at 9 because there are question marks around Derek Carr, new young head coach, and not Kevin O'Connell. Just won the Super Bowl with the Eagles. Kellen Moore. new offensive head coach in Kellen Moore. He wants his guy. I know for a fact the Saints are taking a quarterback at 9. Now we're going to take a quick song break, but stay tuned because when we get back, we're diving into this newly released playoff picture for the NBA. You don't want to miss out. This is Sports Pack on the Wolf Sports Network.
Don't worry, there's a lot going on in the sports world. Catch Sports Pack on Mondays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. on Wolf Sports Network for all the sports updates you need. The Wolves play here.
Hey, do you want to be a part of Wolf Sports Network? Yeah! Well, I have some good news for you because you can join us. Woohoo! So if you want to learn more about this, go to wolfsportsnetwork.com and click WIT Sports Program. With becoming a WIT, you expand your knowledge in the sports radio world and join our ever-growing family.
New face over there, you're not tripping. We got my guy JT over here shadowing the board. He's running through the WIT program right now. Brandon, how you feeling, baby? Welcome to Sports
I'm
Pack.
feeling great being on here for the first time.
And we can't wait to meet you once you join us.
Over the horizon, a new show rises over Wolf Sports Network. To bring light to all things college sports. The Playbook, 6 to 7 p.m. every Tuesday on Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are bringing you Wolf Stock 2025 with great performances from Bliss, The Ties That Bind, and Eva Rose and David Pippin. Wolf Stock 2025 is brought to you by Flagship Carrollton, Dine West, The Orchard, Illuminated Productions, and American Pie Pizzeria. So don't miss out on the concert event of the year, April 21st from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Campus Center Ballroom. Wolf Sports Network is going to have you covered with content for every day of the week, Monday through Friday. Sports Pack is bringing you all the news in the sports world today on Mondays and Thursdays at 6. Sports Out of Pocket is bringing you sports commentary with a comedic twist on Wednesdays at 5. And sit back and relax and grab your favorite snack because Triple Threat is bringing you the chill content on Fridays at 11. And the Playbook is going to be bringing you all of the sports news going on in the college world on Tuesdays at 6. So make sure you're tuning in Monday through Friday for all the content Wolf Sports Network is bringing you this semester.
All right, welcome back. We're going to jump right into this NBA segment.
Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Baby, let's talk some NBA. Man, it's getting crazy. Now, I get if you were tuned out of the NBA season for a while, watching March Madness, watching the Masters, watching these other things, but now it's NBA time. The playoff picture is officially here. We got a few play-in games that will be taking place over these next few days. The first games begin tomorrow night, the Atlanta Hawks versus the Orlando Magic, and the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Golden State Warriors, who lost a game last night that put them in the play-in. We're going to talk about that soon. But for now, I want to take a look at the confirmed playoff series that we have right now. And we have the 4 and the 5 versus the 3 and the 6 seeds in the East and the West. Starting with the West, the 4th-seeded Nuggets will take on the 5th-ranked Clippers, starting April 19th at 3:30. And then you have the Los Angeles Lakers with home court advantage against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who played in the Western Conference Finals last year. Then over in the East, you have the Indiana Pacers with home court versus the Milwaukee Bucks and the New York Knicks taking on the 6th-ranked Detroit Pistons. We have 4 incredible playoff series right here. I'm extremely excited about a lot of them. Lim, welcome on to the show, our Wolf Sports Network NBA expert. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
So, Lim, when you're looking at these confirmed playoff series that we have right now, which one excites you the most?
Oh, that's a good question, Richard. I think the one that excites me the most is the Nuggets and the Clippers.
Okay. Why's that?
I like that series because obviously Kawhi Leonard is back playing, so I think that's good for the Clippers. And just Jokic, I just want to say Jokic, end of the season, averaging a triple-double.
Yeah.
I just want to say that.
He's been incredible.
End of the season, averaging a triple-double, so I think the Nuggets, I think the 3rd through the 6th seed is a 3-way tie. I think the 50 and 32. But Nuggets and Clippers, that's definitely a series that that I think is going to be one of the great ones. That series could go to 7 games. I really think so. I really think so.
John, is there a certain series that stands out to you?
I think just in general for my mind, I'd say the Knicks and Pistons. Just to see the success from the Pistons and really just, I mean, I'll ride with the Pistons on that one just because, Hawks fan here, I don't like the Knicks. So, I got to believe maybe that the Pistons could take them down. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I think that's going to be a really exciting series.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this Lakers-Timberwolves series.
Oh, it's going to be good.
So we get to see,
all I can think about is Shannon Sharp, man.
I was about to say, like, Lakers in 5, are we going that way? I mean, you get to
throw the Invincible at it up, baby.
You get to see Luka in a Lakers uniform playing in the postseason. And who's going to be across from him? Anthony Edwards.
It's going to be
this is going to be a cinematic series. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. And I'm super excited for a lot of these series. And there's so much to unpack in all of them. But I want to start with the series that Lim brought up first. The Denver Nuggets versus the LA Clippers. A lot of people are chalking this up and just giving it to the Denver Nuggets right now. They're saying they got Jokic, they got all this stuff going on. They just won a title a couple years ago.
Turmoil, though, aren't they?
Right, exactly. They just fired their head coach recently, Mike Malone.
GM as well, right?
They fired their head coach and GM.
What happened?
They told their GM he ain't coming back. He's still there, though.
There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes here, and things are very interesting up there in Denver. And you might be thinking, well, they're just playing the Clippers. They'll be okay. But in the last 20 games, the Clippers are 17-20 now that Kawhi Leonard is back. James Harden is playing like an all-NBA player starting at point guard for the Clippers. He has been playing incredible, and Kawhi Leonard is back in full effect. He's finally healthy. The Clippers' defense has improved. Their offense is dominant right now. If you're the Denver Nuggets, this is the worst possible time to face the Clippers.
Worst time. But listen, hey, I think it's going to be a great series, man. I think Kawhi Leonard, is going to amp it up. I'm just going to say that. I think it's going to amp it up.
Who do you think wins this? Do you think Kawhi being now a part of this, being back active in this Clippers team will give them the edge over the Nuggets?
I don't think so. I just think the way like Russell Westbrook and Jokic is playing together and just the rest of their supporting cast, I think they're going to go over the top. I think they'll win.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a series like this, though, and we're saying, like, Jokic just averaged a triple-double to end the season. That's crazy. What, only 3 players have done that? Well, who's one of the other guys that have done that? It's another dude on this Nuggets roster in Russell Westbrook. However, you also have that internal turmoil that's going on with the organization. Like, the coach just got fired. The GM was told he ain't coming back. So it's kind of like, as an organization, they got a lot to figure out, and you're facing a team that has gotten hot at the right time. And that is no matter what their record is, no matter the star power that team has, the team that is hot at the right time is the scariest team to play. Exactly. That's the team you do not want put in front of you, and that's what the Nuggets have to take. The Nuggets have all this extra stuff off the court going on, and this Clippers team is just going ball in hoop, we're going to win.
Exactly. And Schrader, that is exactly why I'm going with the Clippers to win this series. You may say I'm making my pick early, but I don't think so. I can see it going 6 or 7 games. It's going to be extremely exciting. But I got the Clippers, man. And Schrader hit the nail on the head. Too much internal turmoil going on behind the scenes with the Denver Nuggets. There's a lot of garbage going on. Why was Mike Malone fired? We may never freaking know. I don't understand it, but I'm going with the Clippers. They're getting hot at the right time. I think they can give the Nuggets a lot of trouble in what could be a very entertaining series. Another series I'm looking at is the New York Knicks versus the Detroit Pistons.
Yep.
Yeah. I love this Pistons team. They are incredible, led by young phenom Cade Cunningham, who has been proving why he was worth that number 1 overall pick. When he was drafted, a lot of people kind of discounted him. Who's this guy from Oklahoma State went number 1 overall? They didn't even make the NBA. They didn't even make the NCAA tournament that year. But he's averaging over 28 points per game. In the season series against the New York Knicks, he averaged over 30 points per game. And the Detroit Pistons ended up winning that series 3-1. The Knicks are in trouble. Yeah, they may be sitting at the 3 seed. When they've had to face some of the best teams in the NBA, as in the Detroit Pistons, the Boston Celtics, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, they have come up short time and time again. And this Pistons team is not a team you want to face. I saw a report right before the show that the Pistons are restricting sale of tickets outside of the state of Michigan. They are making it to where in games 3 and 4, those first 2 home games of this series, that it is filled with nothing but Detroit Pistons fans. It is going to be an incredible series. It's going to be fun to watch, but I think the Pistons going to get it done.
Ooh, you think the Pistons going to win?
I think the Pistons win this series.
I like that.
Detroit sports.
I think the Detroit Pistons are well overdue. They got the young stars. A lot of people are saying they don't have the experience, but I think they have enough. When do you gain the experience? Right now in these situations, Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, the list goes on. They're deep, they're young, they're athletic. I got Detroit in the series.
Man, listen, And this is why. And Detroit, they have some young players on their team. And I said the same thing about the Magic. The Magic has a young team too, and they're playing the Hawks in the play-in tournament. But I just think the younger teams, the younger players, they're really showcasing their skills, and they're showing, we deserve to be here. We deserve to be in the playoffs, and they're playing like it. And the Pistons are there now, so we'll see how they do against the Knicks.
Schroeder, how you feel about this one?
Yeah, I mean, I like Detroit. I'm one of those guys that, like, Detroit's one of those cities that, I mean, in my lifetime, there haven't been anything special when it comes to professional sports. But all of a sudden, we're getting this resurgence, right? Tigers are in the playoffs. Lions go to the playoffs. What's the one team that's been missing the last couple of years? It's the Pistons. And now the Pistons are saying, hey, we're here too. I mean, we were the one that won titles in the early 2000s. So with the Pistons coming back, with Cade Cunningham at the helm, I mean, I really like them. And I think Karl Anthony Towns is going to be crying his way out of Detroit.
I'm with you 100%. John, what series is really, out of all these series, which one do you have the strongest stance on?
The strongest stance on? See, you look at Lakers and Timberwolves, I think about Lakers in 5.
You think Lakers win that?
No. I'm thinking of Shannon Sharp. I'm just saying.
I
Shannon Sharp, that one. Promise you. I don't think that goes to Lakers in 5. I gotta put it to you that way. And I think I'm just gonna round back around to the Detroit. I think they can get this done. Do I say they can make a run for the championship? No, not exactly.
No.
You never know.
I mean, hey, true. You never know. But I think. Really, I didn't say it earlier when we were talking about the Nuggets and the Clippers. First off, I want to say Pistons in 6 because I'm riding with this team. But I think when it comes down to the Nuggets and Clippers, I mean, it's so tough. I mean, you got two great teams, but you got all the question on the coach and all on the GM. But y'all sold me on Clippers. Clippers win this one, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it's going to have to come down to Game 7. I think you're going to have that Kawhi magic, that buzzer beater, what he's got in him. Obviously, having him return is a huge piece. So I just want to say for that, what you're saying, Nuggets, Clippers, but Clippers in 7.
Yeah, no matter how these series play out, it's going to be another extremely entertaining NBA playoffs. I cannot wait to see it. The playing games tip off tomorrow. It's going to be super exciting.
Heat do the unthinkable.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one. But on that note, that is all the time we have for Sports Pack. I want to thank you all for tuning in and remind you one more time. In a recent survey, almost 53% of full-time college students ages 18 to 22 drank alcohol in the past month. That is why the Crafty Rabbit Meadery has joined Wolf Sports Network and Wolf Radio's Drink Responsibly campaign, reminding you that there is no drinking under the age of 21, to never drink and drive even if it's only one beer, and to add food and water when you drink so you don't end up texting your ex, which means know your limits. And Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to help reduce the 21% of adults with low literacy skills. We're collecting new and gently used books for every UWG pre-K student monthly. So give today by visiting wolfradio.com/bookdrive. That is wolfradio.com/bookdrive. I want to thank you all for tuning into the show today. We'll be live again, same bat time, same bat channel on Thursday. I am Richard Reed signing off for John Howley, my guy Lim, Jackson Schrader, Carly Pear, and Philip Walton. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Sports Pack on the Wolf Sports Network.